In our leagues today, I have, you thought yesterday's deck was sick. Maybe yesterday's deck was sicker, but I don't know. I'm really hyped for this one. I put in the go live notification. Strixhaven is becoming my favorite set. And I'm getting a lot of feelings I got from Edge of Eternity, where like Edge of Eternity felt like it really revitalized modern gameplay in a way that I really enjoyed. Like it brought the affinity decks to the forefront. I know a lot of people don't like those decks being a part of the metagame. I really do. I liked the Quantum Riddler dynamics. I thought the brewing with like a lot of the other cards was really, really cool and sweet. And I don't think that Strixhaven is revitalizing the format as much as Edge of Eternity did necessarily, or maybe I should say it's not changing the format as much. But the decks that we're building, we get to play some of the sickest stuff ever. Like yesterday, we trophied like with Unbound Flourishing in our deck. We are playing the Great Hinge and Life's Legacy in our challenge deck today. I feel like there's another there's another big one, but like we're getting to play weird cards, dude. We're getting to play weird cards, and for me this is like what modern is kind of all about. It is having access to this crazy card pool, and you just get so weird with it sometimes. Is this deck, yeah, this is the deck we're doing math problems for yesterday, although the card that we're doing the main math problem for didn't end up making the cut. So this is one of those weird decks. The idea is that you're kind of a Coffers control deck with a combo finish. I don't think I've ever played a hybrid big mana combo control deck before, but that's what this is. The idea is if you can cast a Dark Petition while you have a Molten-Core Maestro in play, you are going to win the game. This is a 2/2 menace. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a counter on this creature. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast a spell, add an amount of red equal to its power. It's very easy to win the game with this card. There's a couple of different like things you do, like depending on what you're playing around, but it's you don't need to play Torment of Hailfire. Cut to Ribbons wins the game by itself. It's like you get to go Dark Petition, Dark Petition, Dark Petition, Dark Petition. Get flashback, 2 Dark Petitions, cast Past in Flames, 2 more Dark Petitions, 2 more flashbacks for other stuff that could be in your graveyard. You could also like you could Dark Petition for like a Thoughtseize, then flash it back again, or removal spell, Cling to Dust, whatever. And you're gonna make like 28 mana, 30 mana, something like that. You can get Professor Onyx as part of this loop and win the game. So like when you go for Past in Flames, you have multiple Dark Petitions. You could just get Professor Onyx and use this like a Tendrils of Agony. It's also just like kind of a fine value card to be tutoring for. We have played Professor Onyx in this archetype before, and I think we trophied with Onyx, not Emrakul. I can't remember. I think we trophied with Onyx in our deck. Oh, and then I remember. We did, and I remember looking at the YouTube comments, and my editor pasted the same deck tech without Onyx, and everyone was calling it clickbait before even watching the video. Anyways, so that's kind of the combo loop, and then so what's kind of cool about this build is that Molten-Core Maestro it's not an amazing card to have in play, but it is like a menace creature that's getting gigantic in a deck that's full of cheap instants and sorceries. Like it is kind of a really real threat by itself, and Dark Petition is not an embarrassing card to play. I mean, it's a little embarrassing to play in Coffers, but in this deck, it's a lot better. But you just have like a nice backup plan that's full of interaction and removal that kind of cascades into this late game, win the game engine. I want to shout out. I think it's Gimp. Hold on, I meant to pull up their profile because this is not just something that I arrived to by myself here. Let me. I want to shut them out. They're in the leagues a lot, always grinding these weird coffer builds, and this deck is like super duper inspired by them. Find decks using Molten. So we actually played against this gamer. We played against this gamer earlier this week who was playing a version of this deck. Hell no. No, is it Walry? Walry is the Scapeshift player, I thought. Okay, yeah, it is Walry. Okay, sorry. I think I have the Scapeshift gamer and the Coffers gamer confused. So this was Walry's version of the deck. We actually played when we played him. He was playing a Jund version, which I didn't really like the Sylvan Scryings and the green mana when we played it against each other. One thing I think he had a few problems with the build. One, I just don't think this is a format where you can afford to just not play Thoughtseize. I get the attitude that there's a lot of prowess and there's a lot of Boros, but there's also like Titan, Scapeshift, Karn the Great Creator, Soeg, Mycospawn, is a Quantum Riddler. There are so many cards you need to Thoughtseize. I just don't even like. For me, I'm just not there. Another thing is, I feel like if you're going to have Molten-Core Maestro be your main win condition, I think you do just kind of have to play 4. You want to draw it early. You want to draw multiples to replace them if they die. I think you really want to play these. Another thing, too, is I think not playing enough fetches, and I think the third Surveillance is really good in this archetype, but in my Coffers decks, you don't need a ton of basic swamps, because eventually you're going to get Urborg, and then you don't crack your fetches at all anyways. So I tend to play more fetch lands that he's playing. I have actually played Mind Sludge before. This is like MH1, MH2 era. I don't think this card's playable. I am playing Go Blank. When I've played against this player, when I played against Walry, Go Blank has been really good against me. And I actually think it's a good Dark Petition tutor target on some of your natural turns. So we are going to play the Go Blank. I'm not main decking the Path of Peril, just main decking the Damnation. Could end up regretting that. I think Insatiable Avarice is not a very good card, and we're not playing that. And then I'm playing less 1-mana discard spells, and he's playing 2, so I can facilitate like more of these. I'm playing Professor Onyx. He wasn't playing Professor Onyx. He's playing Torment of Hailfire. Torment of Hailfire is like the I don't have to think, I can just kill you with my big X spell kind of card. But it also like against Boros and Affinity, like you have to X for so much. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not going to play Torment of Hailfire. I don't think it's necessary. We'll see if it'll save us in any spots. My sideboard's also pretty different. I'm playing Withering Curse as my 3-mana sweeper of choice. He's playing Path of Peril. One thing that's kind of cool about Withering Curse is that if you have a Maestro in play, it doesn't kill your Maestro. And you can also turn on the Destroy All Creatures mode with your Cling to Dust sometimes. So I wanted to, it's also a new card, so I want to try it out in that dynamic. So yeah, very excited. Good big shout out to Walry. Walry is has been like a long time like Umori Coffers gamer. We've played against Walry a lot, and this is like just such a fun idea. I really definitely wanted to try it out. What do you think about main decking One Wish? It seems like completely unnecessary. Let's keep this on the play. Got to try Torment with Unbound Flourishing. So one thing about Unbound Flourishing that keeps getting suggested are these big X spells that are only really, really good like when you're like, you know, you're dumping a ton of mana into them. How you need to build your deck with Unbound Flourishing is you want to be playing the X spells that are good in the mid game, like Green Sun Zenith, Mind into Matter, and okay, I guess we'll keep this. Mind into Matter and the Traumatic Critique. Like these are like really good examples. K Command is another good example. It's possible there's other examples too. Ooh, so they're playing. Let me go ahead and Edict this, especially if they're holding onto a Flare. If they're holding onto a Flare, this is really devastating. Studious first year is good with Flare of Cultivation. It's good with Flare of Cultivation. You can like play it, then Rampant Growth, then Flare, or you can just play it in Flare sometimes. I do think this as a Flare enabler is something I'm wanting to explore more of. I have considered one in some of the Flourishing builds. I don't think it's one of the better payoffs, but I do think it's a solid payoff. All right, do they have a Flare? No Flare. Yeah, why don't we go Maestro plus Thoughtseize this turn? Possibly better to go blank, but I think we'll be able to get 2 cards next turn. Ooh. Huh. I think I'm taking the Mind into Matter. It should be better at this amount of mana. Almost always. Definitely excited to see what this card, like, you know, this card is a, it's kind of casually a better Quarian Dryad, or, no, what is that card called? Just, you know, there's a lot of cards that are casted into a sorcery, put a counter on a creature. Okay, so there are Eldrazi, they're playing the Flare package, cool. There's a lot of cards kind of like this. And so like having that dynamic in addition to like the combo finish, I think is okay. Not Quarian Ranger, I think it's a Dryad. Yeah, it's a Runaway Steamkin. You could say that, although it is in any, it's not just red spells. So that dynamic is interesting. Spike, do you ever play Modern Paper? Not a lot these days, but that's mostly because I have other non-Magic long-term projects I've been working on for like 2 years at this point. I've been working on a novel, I'm making some serious progress on that, and working on a game that I'm also making serious progress on, and I'm optimistic next year I'll be able to publish at least one, if hopefully both of those. Let's go to graveyard this. It's not a coffers, and we would keep a coffers as a land, but I think we're just wanting to churn. Now it is a 5th mana, which we do need. Questy Druid. No, I'm thinking it's okay. Yeah, Corian Dryad is the card I was thinking of. Not like a very good modern card, but okay, interesting. So they kept a Flourishing, but it's just the kind of card it reminded me of. Let's Revelation. I'm gonna take the Coffers over the Thoughtseize. It'll let me flashback the Revelation. Not this turn though. And I think that this dynamic is definitely really nice. That our Molten-Core Maestro is just going to become a giant crazy threat in this deck, even if you're not combo killing with it, and you have a really easy combo kill with it too. Any plans for the 4-color Yawgmoth with? I want to play some more of it. I'm going to let it kind of sit in my brain for a little bit before I figure out what we're changing. Yeah, so yeah, I did build Eldrazi Unbound Flourishing. Let me see if I can import that. I don't think I posted it. Maybe I didn't even. It might just be. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't posted this yet. Okay. I also haven't built the sideboard. So this is on our to-do list, but. One thing I found that's kind of interesting about this version is it seems like you can get to the point where you can copy K command, like you can chain K commands into Hardcast Emrakul to Aeon's Torn. That's kind of what it seems like. But it's on our to-do list. Okay, so opponent's just dead on board, and we win just by playing our big guy. Obviously, the deck's a little weird. Let's bring in our Duresses. I've been liking Duress a lot as a sideboard card in Coffer Shells, by the way. It's kind of Damnation. I think I want to break the ices as well. I think I want to say no to Fatal Push. Do I want no creature removal at all? It doesn't seem like creature removal is going to be very good against them. Ashiok could be good. It's a little slow, especially on the draw. It's like 43, welcome back. I gave you the first draft of this deck many months ago. It was hard to balance everything because I was Port and build initially. Yeah, the Portents are really weird. I am also playing Portent in this build. But yeah, I do think that Mind into Matter kind of completes what you need. I don't know if I want to try Ballista in the shell, but I'm not sure. Passive fight season pass. Yeah, it's like seasons pass, but good. Like and playable. Alright, let's try no removal, I guess, against them. And I thought I was playing cards of dubious playability. You're the reason this does no deck love the vids. Damnation might be worth it over Professor in case they get something big into play. Yeah, maybe. I could also just maybe combo kill them if they get something big into play. I don't really know what their build is like. Because, like, if they are something like this and they're trying to cast big Emrakuls, like, a Damnation isn't going to stop a big Emrakul, and I don't want to try to eat it against the Grazer deck either. So, I don't know. Again, I'm excited to... I got to build the sideboard for this. This won't be something we do today, I think, but... We do need to do our due diligence and try that one. This hand's close. I think we should mulligan the one-lander on the draw. And we found another one. We do have the combo. Let's keep this. It has a surveil, but we don't have the on-top land for the Thoughtseize. I don't know. Let's try it. I think on 6-2, just got to keep. All twin cards with a 41, thank you. Let's see if they have a 7-card Grazer Flayer hand. They do have a Temple to put into play off the Grazer. Wow, yeah, this is kind of a nuts hand. Especially if we don't draw a Thoughtseize. Or should draw a Swamp for Thoughtseize on turn 1. Have I thought about a big Maestro, then wipe the board as your win caution? Make a big Maestro, and then wipe the board as your win con. Well, what does that mean, wipe the board as a win con? I've played a good bit of Magic the Gathering. The only time I've ever wiped the board as a win con was in my Orloro Commander deck, where my plan was to cast Decree of Pain, draw 30 cards, and then cast Rise of the Dark Realms and bring back everything I killed. Okay, so they play Utopia Sprawl. They have 3 cards in their hand here. you got to go down to 5 here, in my opinion. I think I disagree, but we could disagree. This is not a deck that mulls to 5 very well. That being said, my opponent's draw is also insane, and I don't know. Ooh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can X equals 5, the portent. I feel like they should probably have cast the K command there. Maybe not. I mean, like a damage board wipe that doesn't die to the board wipe. I guess like what? Yeah, what card are we talking about? just name a card, I guess. I guess I'm not really seeing the vision. They hit an Emrakul and they can cast it. Okay, so we're gonna be going to game 2. Turn 3, cast an Emrakul. Earthquake. Well, each damage to each player seems like a tough win con. All right, game 3 on the play. Am I more of a discovery writer or an outline writer? I thought I was an outline writer. Then I tried to write a book, and I'm probably still lean a little more towards outline than just pure like pantsing. But like a lot has changed about my outline since I've started writing, and a lot hasn't. And at the moment, I think going forward, I think I'm more of like, I don't know if this is a term, but like a flag point writer, where I'm trying to like just have goals that I'm trying to get to, and I sort of just like pants my way to the next point and then go from there. All right, let's Inquisition. Well, let's take that. They do have double temple for my Break the Ice. Did I see Rosewater's new card game? I saw that there was a new card game. I didn't see details about it, I guess. I got an email. I didn't really look, but I think it's cool. I'm happy for Mark that he's able to get like a passion project posted as someone who am passionate about my projects. Let's go Flashback Inquisition, I think. It's not going to be a very efficient turn, but I think, I think this is a fine sequence. Okay, their hand's better than I would have hoped. They probably will Mind into Matter, the Temple into play next turn. Have you considered the new Pithy Needle land with Break the Ice? I think it's bad with Break the Ice, right? Like, especially because you only get to kill one thing. I don't know. I'm not a believer in it. They drew Grazer. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go get Cabal Coffers and then go blank the last 2 cards out of their hands, and then potentially we'll be overloading Break the Ice this game. It's a lot of Profane Tutors I've drawn. The Graveyard X line could be really relevant if they have Emrakul the Promise in their deck. They top deck just a basic forest here. It does seem to me that I am supposed to suspend rather than cast Break the Ice this turn. Maybe I could surveil into an untapped land, or just, does any land do it? Yeah, I guess any land does it. And I can overload Break the Ice next turn, and then try to win with my double Profane Tutors the following turn. So I guess I will do what I just said. Maestro plus big fire magic is win con. You already have things for edicts. Well, so one thing about, so you're saying just like Maestro and then like sweep the board and then attack with it next turn, because that loses to like any opposing combo, which is a little tough. Everybody loves an overloaded Break the Ice. They don't surveil? Surely they have a surveil land in their deck. Come on. I mean, it's fine to concede a double Profane Tutor, but we don't get to do our combo loop. Okay, let's keep this. I think usually with these kind of hands, you want to play Catacombs, hold up, Cling, push, and you can surveil if you miss. Maybe we can Profane Tutor for Urborg here. We'll see. On the play against Boros Energy. A rare place to be for me. I guess that's dependent on you, but presumably seeing most of your deck just to cast a bunch of discard spells to not lose to combo. I mean, so you're saying I don't know. So you're saying that you want to go like Past in Flames, and then you want to tutor up a bunch of discard spells, and then use those tutor discard spells to empty your opponent's hand, then attack for a bunch, and then sometimes lose to a top deck. I don't know. It just seems worse to me than putting like one Cut to Ribbons in your deck, and one Professor Onyx, or you don't. Although you don't even need that. Okay, obviously love drawing that. 2 Ajani's. I think I need to take the Spyro. We have Cling to Dust for the Flage. What am I tutoring with the... I guess I'm going to tutor Urborg. So that was their draw for turn. So I'm gonna push the Ragavan. I mean, the flip of Johnny is not great. Their hand is Arid Mace of Flage of Johnny. Could we tutor another Fatal Push? And it seems a bit awkward. We could tutor Damnation, but then they just have another Johnny. I think I'm gonna get the Urborg. Oh, I guess I should have played the Coffers last turn. Should be fine though. My brain can't see it. There. Interesting. We might have a value Past in Flames on our hand. Maybe they'll play Flage over a Johnny this turn so they can Arena of Glory it next turn. Could be kind of interesting. Good top deck. Good top deck. You know, Boros is also kind of a combo deck. Alright, I'm gonna cling their Seasoned Pyromancer. Why did we get Urborg there? All our lands are swamps. It seems like not only... What did you want to tutor instead? Just sincerely, I don't know what the right tutor was necessarily. But I thought that like it's set up for good top decks like Dark Petition. Here I can go... I could go Dark Petition for Maestro, cast Past in Flames, and cast Push or Cling. If I Dark Petition for Sheoldred's Edict, I can kill a Johnny, and then they cast Flage and kill me. Invoke Despair would be good. Yeah, it would be good here. If I Damnation, I go to 5, I die. So maybe the line is cast Past in Flames with 2 mana available, and then cast Cling plus Fatal Push. That puts me to 10, and then down to 9, 7, 5, 4, and then do the Flage. I could Dark Petition for go blank, exile the Flage from hand, and die. I don't know that there's a way out of this. Top deck bombardment, pretty good. I guess I'm gonna cast Dark Petition since we know that the Past in Flames line is not live. Maybe the line was tutoring a Maestro to get the mana floating. I don't know. I feel like the line was dodging the Dark Petition top deck. Edict into Cling. I don't have enough mana. I'm 1 mana short. Discard the Flage, the Passive Flames, and Cling off Passive Flames. I think that also dies. Yeah, so if I go Edict to Johnny, I'm taking 4 down to 3, and they have a Flage in their hand, and we lose. Alright, let's just go to game 2. Accept our death. Okay, so I'm going to bring in 2 extra sweepers here. I do want to keep in the go blank, I think, for the Flage turns. We do have a couple Clings. As far as win cons go, could maybe go down to Maestro. Maybe go down 2 Thoughtseize. I guess the Edicts are answers to a Johnny. You should have enough mana to Passive Flames Cling. I could go Passive Flames Push Cling. I could go Passive Flames Push Push. I could cast 2 spells. If I had maybe 1 more mana, I could have maybe saved myself with Passive Flames. I'm gonna mulligan this. Is there going to be a book after Wise Man's Sphere? I think he'll probably finish it at some point, but there are a lot of doomers. We're playing against Boros Synergy. You can't really win on multi-5s. Maybe they did multi-6. I'm gonna keep and try to surveil. We have a flashback plus push, which is kind of interesting. Okay, they multi-5. Maybe we should have multi-5. Although maybe I'm happy either way that they multi-5. Right, graveyard to push. But we have, Revelation and Profane Tutor. Like a single land really gets this hand going. We have push for Ragavan. Or push for Pride. We do miss. I think I'd keep again. Another Bombardment. I'm going to Thoughtseize instead of Clinging, looking for the land. Okay, so they have nothing right now, so we'll see a Johnny in play next turn. They play their Elegant Parlor before playing their Johnny. They surveil a Flage into the yard. We do dodge a top deck, thankfully. We'll suspend our Profane Tutor. They play an Arid Mesa. So this will be 2 more cards in the yard. I'm going to try to find a land here. We do find a land. It's a tap land. So if they have another... I'm going to keep this in the deck, I guess, but shuffle it away with the Profane Tutor next turn. So yeah, if they find another fetch land, or I guess like land plus 1 drop for the sack, they can escape the Flage next turn, which isn't the end of the world here. They graveyard Voice of Victory. And they do find another fetch land to escape the Flage. Oh, they're playing the 3rd Surveil land. I really like the 3rd Surveil land in Boros. I think it is correct. So I guess we're gonna end up tutoring a fetch land so we can just Fatal Push the Flage. Sure, then we'll play the Maestro first. So they got 2 cards in their hand. They got pretty flooded on their multi-5, feeling good about that. So we can Cling in response to save our Maestro from this discharge. They have a Seasoned Pyromancer, which is kind of the best card they can have. They discard a Blood Moon, and then they're going to sack their Elemental token to kill my Maestro. And then they've got 2 cards in their hand. One of them is a Flooded Strand. We find a Cabal Coffers. So we've got 6 mana. Let's start by casting Revelation. There's a Dark Petition. There's also an Urborg. Let's take the Dark Petition, and I think I'm just going to escape a Cling to Dust to draw another card here. Exiling I have to think about Flashback. I've got a bunch of Fatal Pushes. I can get rid of the Profane Tutor pretty easily. Another Profane Tutor, another Urborg. I've got 3 Fatal Push. We could probably get rid of one of those. Maybe that's bad since we're more likely to flash it back. Seems okay. Why did they spend all the energy? So they could do this. I guess maybe a late comment. They have a Thraben Charm for my graveyard. It's really good. it's really good here. Turns off my Dark Petition. Spell Mastery. Not a mechanic you hear a lot about these days. They top deck a Guide of Souls. I think Coffers first. It should be the same amount of mana either way. So I think I'm going to get Professor Onyx here. Could maybe get Withering Curse. Yeah, I don't want to sweep the board because they could just get the Seasoned Pyromancer back. Three is my lucky number, so 33 months times 11 is lucky. Nice. I need a lucky number. Thanks, Jet. Appreciate you. Okay, so I'm down to 11. They pass back. So I guess I'm going to start off by plussing the Liliana. That means if they have Galvanic Discharge, this is 3, 4. If their last card is Galvanic Discharge, they can kill the sorry, Professor Onyx. Liliana who? Never heard of her. So I guess we'll want to Sheoldred's Edict first, so this way when we cast Flashback, our Dark Petition will have Spell Mastery. Drain for another 2. Oh, sorry, my graveyard's on my other monitor. Okay, cast the Dark Petition, drain for another 2. So we're gonna have 4 mana after this. I guess maybe this is a good time for probably a good time for cut ribbons. Because I can go cut this, drain for another 2, and I just have a ribbons in the yard where I can flash it back and it should be lethal next turn. So I guess they stay at 12 because they season Pyromancer to gain life in response. We're gonna go up to 18 here. And then should have been down to 19, or Liliana should have been down to 5 once they sacked the bombardment, but they missed it. Fable will seem good here. Ramp, dig, stabilize. I don't. Fable's not a stabilized card. Not in this format. Not a stabilized card by any means. I don't know what format you're playing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like you can fit Fable in very easily. It's also always weird to play ramp that's not land ramp in your coffers deck. Okay, so very weird game. We both stumbled. We won. Let's go to game 3. I think maybe I'm going to go +1 Thoughtseize, -1 Profane Tutor. I really don't want to draw 2 Profane Tutors. All right, they keep 7. We're going to 6. Keeping our 6, putting back the Profane Tutor. Another kind of awkward land hand, but they don't have a 1-drop. Maybe they've got a Blood Moon hand. Party Thrasher, Black Emeritus. I mean, Party Thrasher is an interesting card. It's not this deck if you play it. I do think Party Thrasher plus Prepared Spells is something. Maybe that's the Red Emeritus deck that could possibly exist. I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize this turn. There it is. Although they can just go at Johnny plus flip. Maybe if I had an untapped land, we could. Oh. Okay. Have I considered Necro Dominance? I don't think this is a good Necro shell. Could be wrong, I guess. So they get rid of my Withering Curse. They drew Bombardment. Ah! Fuck you. Please, Spikelings. This is a message to all Spikelings in the galaxy. We need you to play in today's challenge. Will I watch some Pro Tour? Maybe between rounds of the challenge, maybe not. Is Feed the Storm in the 75? No, people don't play Pass or Rest in Peace or Leyline really in this format. It definitely will fire. It didn't fire. It did not fire last Friday. Please, Spikelings, join. I think, again, it's likely to fire. It's likely to fire. But if you're on the fence about playing, it's a good time. Okay, bunch on a Multi-5. Spike, I haven't played months of Marco's Challenge, which is a cool deck you can play. Go to the Mox Field. Find something that seems cool to you. 2 Sorcerer Scheme plus Maestro's Infinite. Well, 1 Maestro plus 1 Dark Petition wins. Let me read Sorcerer Scheme, though. Return instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. No, you have to spend 5 or more mana. This is 4 mana. So expensive yellow. It's orange. Right? Is this orange or yellow? I may be like a little, maybe not color blind, but color impaired. It has flashback. Well, if you flash it back, you're exiling it. Oh, it returns it from exile. Okay. This is yellow, dude. I totally think... Maybe it is yellow. It's Bumblebee from Transformers Orange Yellow. Yeah, maybe. Okay, my opponent is taking some time on their Multi-5 here. Okay, they keep their 5. Multi-5, Urza Saga. Mox Opal. 3 cards left in their hand. Blood Crypt. Maybe another 0 and an Emery. Could be that my Thoughtseize is not so good here. Yeah, my turn 1 Thoughtseize is dead. Well played, opponent. Well played. So they build a Riddler, Tomio, and Haywire Might. So they are not traditional affinity. They are is it Metalcraft? Challenge is 20 ticks. I think it's 30. We need 18 more gamers in the Modern Challenge. Okay, they ripped the land. Okay, my opponent doesn't crack the bauble. I'm putting the hand hider up. Okay. Okay. What the fuck, dude? How do you not crack your bauble here and replay it off the Emery? Very annoying. Literally only ever do that if you don't know I have Cling to Dust or know I have Cling to Dust in hand. They need Metalcraft. They get the Metalcraft back after they play the bauble. They get it back. It's about weapons manufacturing big pox. I'm uninterested in big pox as long as a Johnny and Ocelot Pride are legal in Modern. Completely uninterested. 17 more gamers, please. Pretty cooked. Yeah, you can just play Death Cloud, although that card also is awful. Don't think I've got outs. The ripping the untap land for the Saga was tough, too. Alright, so we're bringing the Meltdowns. I don't know if I play Vexing Bauble against them. It's mostly like tutor target. It seems fine, I guess. But it's mostly like tutor target against like Neoform Living End. Do I want second Damnation? Maybe. Don't want to over sideboard. I'm going to go down to Maestro. It's got the go blank. I think I want all the discard spells. They tend to be pretty good against them. We'll challenge launch. We need 11 more. 7 minutes. Come on, Spikelings. Not sure. Maybe I'll trim a Revelation. I mean, I'll trim a Profane Tutor, actually. Let's just do that. Seems fine. Yeah, you could go down Thought. I think Thoughtseize is just really good against them in general. It was bad against the Multi-5, dump your whole hand turn 1. Isn't Trinisphere okay? Maybe it's okay. It's pretty slow. I don't usually. I think the hand is usually too dumped. I got a mulligan. This hand, I've got 2 Urborgs. For those wondering. Opponent is thinking about their mulligan decision. We need only 8 more gamers in 6 minutes. Will likely fire. Thank you to all the Spikelings for your support. I hope we can get this going. Stay in line. They mill 2 Emeries. Five more Spikelings in 5 minutes. I think it's an okay card to keep here. Okay, I really hate seeing this Pass in Flames here because I'm just going to get my graveyard hated. There's not like a lot I can really do about it here. I guess I'm going to take a Maestro. I also have already milled 2 Dark Petitions. We'll see. I guess it's good to see what games like this are like. Okay, we have enough gamers in the challenge, thankfully. Maybe name explosives. They name Cabal Coffers. That does not work. does not do anything. So we're gonna play around Rebuke here. Catfish Pat with the 28. Appreciate you. Alright, then I'm gonna cycle Cling to Dust. Cast Revelation number 3. Grab a Marsh Flats. And pass back. My opponent made a very suspicious play, so game 1, so we're gonna keep the hand hider up. Probably a fine one to keep here. To be honest, if I see a spike across the swamp, I'm going to assume there's 4 Cling to Dust. You know, I don't know. I feel like playing around Cling to Dust at that spot is really wild. You almost never see it happen. It might have happened. But I think we could hold the hand hider up just to protect ourselves. And they also could have just floated mana main phase 2 and made a construct. For whatever that's worth. So I'm going to take 4. Then this turn I'm going to tick down Profane Tutor. And I could flashback Meltdown, but let's flashback Dark Petition instead. I guess I also just have Past in Flames in my yard. But if I flash, I don't have enough mana to go flashback Past in Flames yet. To do this. How did they draw so many cards? I mean, they just mostly haven't done much this game, I guess. Maybe that Force of Negation. If they have Force of Negation, they should wait to force the Dark Petition. Okay, our challenge match started. They should definitely force the Dark Petition. So I'm gonna mulligan our 7. Just 2-lander or 1-lander with all 2 drops. We keep the 6. Don't know what I'm putting back. I guess I do. So yeah, we're playing the Trudge deck in the challenge. Okay, they forced. I was trying to get them to force Dark Petition because I win the game because I get the mana. We're just gonna concede here. I was trying to get them to force the Dark Petition. Okay, so I locked in on the challenge here. You're playing Manamorphose for fixing? That's crazy. Just crazy enough to work. Is this creativity? Is this escape shift? Is this storm? Dredge. Well, I'm glad I just top deck Cling to Dust, I suppose. Let's Cling to Dust Stinkweed Imp. Probably not a good matchup. Oh, are they Phoenix Dredge? They are Phoenix Dredge. So they have 1 Lava Dart in the yard right now. Guess we just keep another one of these. So can maybe just flashback looting if you have another land. Plays the Tide Color. I don't have my Fatal Push up. Has a Burning Inquiry, dude. We're so dead. Didn't come very prepped for Phoenix Dredge. All right, I'll let my opponent finish going off. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Cool. Oh, they are playing a Flame Jab. Coliseum. Cool. We're bringing the Duresses, I think. Pushes do kill the little guy. It's got the Edict. Ooh, Go Blank has got to be somewhat good. Don't think I want the Damnation. Probably this is just the sideboard plan. Maybe Withering Curse is okay. It does kill all their creatures. Maybe down a Profane Tutor. How do you feel about Bowmaster in the sideboard? I don't think it would make a lot of sense. Like, you know, I don't know if you're thinking about this matchup specifically. This deck isn't popular enough to like really warrant a sideboard plan for. And like I don't think there's like what are we boarding in Bowmaster against that it's so good. Like sideboard cards in Modern are in general so high quality. You really gotta be very focused with them, I think. I guess I'm gonna take the Reunion since they have 2 inquiries. 3 ball. Oh yeah, I guess we should have Trinisphere. The Trinisphere is good against them. So they lead on a Surveil land. Oh wait, did I not bring in? I did mean to bring in the Ashiok. Sorry. Okay, 3 burning inquiries. Yikes. This is an Ashiok match. Yes. They discard a Phoenix. Let's try not to get too attached here. They also discarded the Thug. There's 1 Phoenix in the yard. They flash where they're going in on just the 1. I guess they only have to flash back a single dart. So I'm down to 12. It's kind of painful, but I think I'm supposed to do this. Cortez with the 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay. I wonder if they're going to besage you my mana here. Does dredge the Thug and Mills Imp. Probably just going to try to set up to flashback looting in 2 turns. I guess you can also Besage you. Bringing Name of the Wind, which I think you recommended at some point in Holiday. Nice, yeah. I read that book this year. Really, really. I think it's like the most beautifully written book I've ever read. Very, very good. So we're gonna Besage you something. Hopefully we can surveil into something nice. There's a flashback. We go fetch basic swamp, activate coffers for 3, flashback, go blank. Let's go. This does put me on a 2-turn clock to the Phoenix, though. I think that's something we're going to have to live with and hope to have a top deck. Or surveil, cling into the yard. Easy mode is top deck Dark Petition or Flashback, I guess. Yeah, I've had some recommendations for 100 Years of Solitude. I'm still I'm gonna finish the Red Rising books 4 through 6. I've been writing a lot more than I've been reading lately, but I am liking book 4 of the Red Rising series. Somehow Go Blank is just insane. I think it's a little underplayed. Shout out to Walry. All right, so now we need to find Cling to Dust. So 2 out of 40 chance here. Oh my gosh, we had another out. Oh wait, is this an out? I guess we'll find out. So we'll put it in the graveyard. Oh, it is black on the flashback, of course. So I think it's just not lethal. It's pretty close. We get to put them down to 4. And we get to make a bunch of mana and we can't do anything with it. So close. Maybe they'll release the extended cut one of these days. Emphasize I really enjoyed the movie. The book was way better. Okay, then maybe I will read it. To know the 73 months, welcome back. Talking beautiful sci-fi fantasy, I recommend Ursula's Lagoon, The Lathe of Heaven. Okay, I need to get a doc going, and then eventually we'll set up book club. My opponent has 3 1-drops. This Inquisition's not looking too good. I guess I need to take this Guide of Souls. So I Profane Tutored this turn. I think I'm going to wait a turn. I denied 2 cats. I can maybe surveil into more removal and really slow them down a lot. Okay. Maybe it was just better to suspend Profane Tutor and try to Damnation this game. Don't know. Might be a little slow. Let me check on the challenge. 14 matches, 25 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if they discard... Okay, thankfully they didn't have a second spell to get Kitty's Blessing this turn. We're taking 3, 5 this turn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, and then 5 plus 9, or 5 plus 4 is 9, plus another 2, 11. So we can crack the fetch and we can go to 1. I am counting the Guide of Souls jump. And we can't cast that. Maybe I miscounted, but I think we can live if they don't have anything to arena, or they don't have Flage, or they don't have bombardment, or they don't have Ragavan, or they don't have another Guide of Souls. I guess another guide doesn't do it. Trying practice offense and one of my guide pride emperor shells. I'm at the moment I'm not super interested in playing practiced offense in decks that can't discard it for value. I feel like that's the main reason I'm like wanting to play it, but it's possible. I don't think it's just too bad when you're not behind. They cast Galvanic Discharge to make it. I guess they didn't have enough energy to jump. I was counting already as if they did. Lost this game because no Deluge. How does Deluge? We couldn't cast Dark Petition this turn. And also, this game is not lost. So, there's that. Let's get Damnation. How's Flow State been? I've liked Flow State so far. Two of them, huh? I think I'm gonna get Cling to Dust and then Cling to Dust Seasoned Pyromancer. Then this lets me get my third Surveil, and also increases my total mana by 3. Still dead to a Flage. Dead to a Flage off the Surveil now. They keep a card on top. So maybe Seasoned Pyromancer. I mean, it could be a lot of things, but could be a lot of things. So they go up to 2 power. We go down to 2 life. We find Professor Onyx. So right now we have 4, 6 mana, and then we have 8 mana. We can go cast Professor Onyx. Plus lose a life. I feel like I've got to keep this gift here, but maybe it's not. Oh, they have Kitty's Blessing. Well, I think if we find a removal spell, we can get there. We do not. Bummer. I guess another Coffers would have done it because we could have reactivated Coffers and then gained a bunch of life off the Cling. All right, down a game. Bring in our Withering Curse, bring in our Damnation, and 4th Molten-Core, 4th Profane Tutor. I think I'm just going to leave all the Thoughtseizes in this time. I'm not usually a fan of Trinisphere against Boros in this kind of deck. Maybe sometimes as Eldrazi. I've been liking Withering Curse. Yeah, this is my first time trying it out. I don't think it's as good in this build as like maybe if you're playing Sorin. I'm interested maybe in trying to build like a Sorin deck that's main decking Withering Curse, where you have like, the Witherbloom Charm, maybe Abzan and playing the Black White Charm too, and you just have access to the life gain, and then also like at the base -2/-2 doesn't kill any of your creatures. I'm not sure exactly what that would look like, but that's something I might like to hammer out. Beautiful hand. We cannot get High Noon off of the field. We probably do need to take it next turn. Let's see if they have something to do this turn. They graveyard a copy of Marsh Flats. Miss Trail with the Twitch Prime, thank you. They don't. So hopefully their first play will just be Fable next turn. I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna play the Maestro this turn. I guess I'll surveil if they play Fable, but it could just be better to get basic Swamp and just not be worried about a Blood Moon this game. They found a Flage. And they're a fetch land away from escaping the Flage. Peel the nasal strip off. So I guess we'll surveil. There is a swamp. I don't hate this swamp. It's like +2 mana for next turn, lets me flashback Revelation, and lets me play around Blood Moon. Okay, there's a Cling to Dust. Maybe the Thoughtseize was better. We find a Thoughtseize anyways. It's a bit awkward. We can't do both. I think we have to... Maybe I should have taken the other Revelation because we can't Thoughtseize here. Should be okay. Just the Legend of Roku is going to be kind of tough here. They play Fable of the Mirror Breaker? Maybe they have like Galvanic Discharge up for like Maestro or something. Could be Orym's Chant, which I kind of hate thinking about Orym's Chant because I feel like sometimes I will it into existence. So now we should be able to flashback Revelation and Thoughtseize. Let me Thoughtseize first. All right, lucky me. Wait, didn't even play the Ocelot Pride? We saw Fable in the opener. Yeah, we also saw Legend of Roku. I wasn't shocked that this card hit play. I was shocked that they chose to play this card over Legend of Roku. Yeah, maybe they're just trying to get cards in the yard for Flage, but you're pretty likely to be able to do that with this. They discard just Arena of Glory, so their hand is Pride, 2 mystery cards. If you play Urborg after a Blood Moon, the lands become mountains and swamps. No. I guess I'm going to target that since I'm maybe wanting to dig for a sweeper here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess they get to copy the treasure token. Shouldn't be really a big deal, I guess. We have a Cling to Dust, and we've got 2 Revelations or 1 Revelation left. Just 1. Huh. I guess I probably this was more obvious, but yeah, the Revelations flashback does work with the Maestro. So I could also flashback Cling here, or if I find Dark Petition, we win. Nice. Cool. So if you haven't seen the loop, here it is. I think I'm just gonna go for the Professor Onyx. I mean, you can win with cut ribbons here too. Is that the last Dark Petition? No, there's one more. Yeah, I guess I should be spending more red mana than I have been here. So you could get, I think you're supposed to get the flashbacks now, just to get them in the yard for your Dark Petition turns. Maybe, I guess, oh no, I guess if I'm going for Professor Onyx, I shouldn't do this. Yeah, let's not get the other flashback. All right, now we'll go Dark Petition for Professor Onyx. Put Professor Onyx in play. Now we Dark Petition. Maybe I'll just kill them with cut ribbons. Okay, whatever. Maybe, I guess I didn't need to do all this. It is nice that you don't really have to think too much with this loop. It just kind of wins by itself. Very, very, very fun loop. And you can deal, tons and tons of damage. We started this turn with no cards in hand. Just fun. Yeah, Maestro, then Flashback, Revelation. Definitely really nice dynamic. I honestly just put this in here because it's just good in the archetype and forgot that the Flashback triggers the thing. When someone mentioned this the other day in chat, it seemed improbable, but yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Yo, I think I started with no cards in hand. No, I drew Maestro for turn. But like Maestro is also not like a bad card to play in this deck. Like it is just like it's not great, but it's like it gets huge and it has menace, and then it wins the game when you cast Dark Petition. Very cool deck. And then Dark Petition is like not great either, but it's just kind of okay in your Coffers Urborg deck anyways. And then when you find them together, you win. And you have to play one Past in Flames, and you have to play one Cut Ribbons. And I think you probably would play Professor Onyx anyways. Do you know when the next ban list will be? I don't. It's been pretty close after set release. I'm hoping that they change some stuff in Modern. They've haven't done anything to the format in over a year. Having a push on the draw against Boros is nice. Having Flashback for push is nice. I think I just have to mulligan the one lander though. We do have the combo though. We have the Cling to Dust, run the draw. You know what? I'm just gonna keep. May 18th. Okay. I think that on the draw against Boros, keeping high upside hand like this is fine. That's so sad, right? Starting a new season with the same meta is always boring AF. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm enjoying the new set a lot. I'm trying to focus on what I can control. It would be awesome if Boros Energy just wasn't 15 to 20% of the meta like it has been for the last 2 years. I think that would be a good, big positive change to this format that we all love. Could Cling to Dust looking for the land. I think I want an Inquisition instead. Take this Seasoned Pyromancer. He did Trophy with Onyx over Emrakul. Well, in this build, like the Flashback build, we would be playing Onyx. They drew Ocelot Pride, which was maybe a Johnny would have been a better top deck, but yeah, a very annoying top deck either way. I think we'll just keep jamming here. Well, we are 0-2. Could maybe pivot backup decks too. I mean, I think this deck is sick. I don't think it's necessarily particularly good. Doesn't feel too bad, despite our record now.